Shiza heads, you're all welcome to a special edition of What the Fuck is Going On in Germany. I have witnessed the worst band that has ever been produced. So when I say band, I use that very lightly because they're not a band. It's just an MC with standard issue of the day synthesizers and sequencers and playing the most basic, just mediocre, factory set pre-programmed synths and pre-programmed drums. And it's funny, every single song they have is just the same beat, the same stops, the same crescendo. It's very basic and generic stuff, and it's incredible. It's still going to this day. I think they started out in 1993 by mostly this kid called H.P. Baxter, although I don't know if that's his real name or some shit. But anyways, if you take a look at H.P. Baxter, if you're not like from that area and you're more from America and you're not used to seeing people like that, you're taken aback because like, is this a real person or is this like some sort of graphic villain from some video game, or was he like a reject from Die Hard with Hans Gruber, his nephew or something? H.P. Baxter looks like a cross between Liberace and Billy Idol, like with like way too many Percocets and a couple of operations done on their face, like a couple of faceliftings included. It's very bizarre, and it almost gives me like this weird Aryan iron sky, and it's very upsetting and alarming. There's no way something like that could possibly be big in America. I mean, we have shitty, mindless, generic techno to deal with on our side of the pond, but with this guy, it's just impossible that they will break through because everything they do is so just pointless. It's like forgettable fluff of the moment, when you get the people that like to go to like just generic raves that are like very safe and there's like no illicit drugs, but it's like a rave for the whole family. And it's laughable and it's cringy, but then it's almost like a joke, like a Saturday Night Live skit. It's like like a Night at the Roxbury, but German, which is like just very odd and somehow sterile and cold and kind of like, I don't know, that kind of scene just gives me the BDSM vibes, the dungeon techno, except it's just like very generic, like FM radio or PG-13, a typical generic techno. So it's like inoffensive, and it's safe for the whole family. And when you hear what he says, like his lyrics are, it's like in the beginning of one of his songs, I forget the title, he says, "'Cause everyone's insane in the membrane," and it's just like, that gives me just those vibes of like somebody that barely speaks English and just sees a couple of Hollywood movies, and now he thinks he can like be an American because he knows his lines. Right. This guy's like really, really the corniest person that is taken seriously, apparently. Their biggest hit is called "How Much for the Fish," and I had to jump through loopholes to find out what the hell that means. I didn't even think that Google would know that, but apparently Google knows it. Somebody helped me with this, but like they couldn't even give me a real definition other than Google, and so I have to go with what Google says. That that could be a lie because it seems so like just based, like it seems like a fraud, like fake news, like they're just covering up for something more sinister or something that maybe like only true, real, 100% inbred Germans know about it. It's like you watch the video and it's a guy in a motorcycle chasing some, like, I guess innocent girl or something, some teenage chick, and she's running through the city, and I think she gets the upper hand. But all the meanwhile, you hear that same beat going on in the back, and you hear the words, "How much for the fish?" So you would like kind of think that maybe there's some sort of innuendo where he's referring to the girl as the fish, and the guy that's chasing her is probably wanting to know how much, but she seems terrified. In any case, it just doesn't make any sense, and it's just, I mean, I wish it could be like so dumb and cringe that it's kind of like fun or kind of interesting, but there's nothing fun about it. There's nothing cool or strange. You know, it's just bad, and not bad like Michael Jackson is bad. What you're seeing is just, it makes you want to like puke. Like this is taken seriously in another culture and another part of the world. Like, I wonder what that really says about their society. Like, if you look back, I mean, I guess they were very relaxed with their sexuality, and I don't know, like things like having a prepubescent girl naked on the cover of your rock album in the 70s by the Scorpions. That seemed to be okay. And I guess maybe that was a tactic, and it made such a noise maybe that laws came into place against that sort of thing 2 years later in 1978. So there's that. But then, you know, we've heard of all the like the Germans and their strange, you know, like really taboo, you know, kinks. Some of it has to do with excrement and probably feet, and who knows, mayonnaise and sauerkraut probably involved in there somewhere. So I don't know if that means that you know, they have such a twisted fetish that everybody's either really repressed or way too liberal. I don't know. I really don't know enough about Germans. In any case, this band is, I mean, I wish we could dissect it in a more scientific way, and I would need a German to do that, so it's not going to happen, people. Maybe make your own research and listen to a couple of songs yourself. And if you take music seriously, like most musicians and most like aficionados, you know, that really like love to research and listen to music every day and read about it, read music biographies, compare music fusions and the long history of, you know, music from all eras and all around the world, and you're interested in the evolution of things. And when you run across things like this, and you realize that they have like a big following, not of Americans. I don't even know any American that would know this band, but I've seen videos of other people that like moved to Germany and they love it. But you know, it's very strange and very niche and very scary kind of thing. And you know, I understand there's a lot of bad music out there all over the world, like Bad Bunny. I mean, people still listen to Shakira, and you know, what can you do? There's people, a lot of people, like the vast majority of people don't take music seriously. It's more like background music. So it's very strange. The scene over in Germany, I know Germany was like one of the pioneers of techno, and they had Kraftwerk in the 70s. And while Kraftwerk was kind of interesting because of its time, it still kind of was a little bit too generic to really give it like full-on accolades. But apparently, the more basic the techno is, obviously the more people are going to gravitate towards it. And then for unsuspecting young people that are like going through that the puberty phase, like when you become hyper aware of music and then you really get into whatever is, you know, given to you by the radio or MTV, like you fall in line with that because of your age and because you're highly susceptible and malleable. That's it. There's no other explanation. But you know, there's a lot of people that just refer to it, oh, it's just fun rave music, and they'll listen to it once in a while with friends or something, and it's just very odd because there was so much better things that you could have you know, learned above that, even from the same time era period. But then again, it's just like when you need to relate to other people, it's like you have to play the most like well-known stuff, right? The most popular stuff. So there's no really like conflict of interest, like people asking, what the hell is this? Well, I never heard this in my life. you know, like if people hear something that they're not used to hearing, if it's not familiar enough, then it kind of disrupts like the good vibe of hanging out with people. To me, it really bothers me when I hear really generic crap like Ace of Base. It's because their music is so it's so like sugary and silly. It's really like childhood music. It's like cartoon music. But everybody sings it till this day because it's funny and it's fun. So, but people like that kind of like want to get away from stuff like that, and they have to deal with it at every social event or at a party, from work, and it's such a chore because it has a bad effect on us. It stresses us out, and we can't really like focus. I mean, we're definitely in the minority because most people can totally ignore music, even if it's blaring in the fucking bass. I can't do that. I know there's other people like that, especially metalheads. But this is the reason why most people like prefer not to socialize, I'm thinking. And especially if you're into metal and you really enjoy the entire ethos and the entire history of music and all the nuances and all the information it contains about culture, society, and history and creativity. You know, if you really enjoy that, if you come across Scooter, it'll be the worst thing you've ever heard in your life, and you will be sad, and you'll feel threatened by the vast majority of people on this planet that are so basic that they would pay to even go to see these people alive. And it's just sad. It's just watching people pay money to go see Taylor Swift and Beyonce, like Fernanda Lyria did. It's really like a tragedy of life to see so many people being so dumb and basic and you know, just easily amused. And all of us people that, you know, really appreciate music are astounded at what is this? Like, why can't we evolve as more like a whole, like the whole of society? Why can't we all evolve properly? Maybe it's all the glyphosate. Maybe it's all the pollution in the planet, all the chemicals made in labs that we're, you know, giving to children, and then they grow up and then they listen to Sleep Token. Like, we're really screwed here with all this pollution and all these companies just experimenting on the whole planet, basically, and killing crops and making seedless fruits and making meat in laboratories. It's just going to get worse. 97% NPCs. That's where we're headed, and they're going to achieve it because the technology is insane, and they're going to be able to do so much shit. It's going to blow our brains, literally. They're just going to put a Neuralink, and they don't like that you posted something against a foreign entity. They just press the button on your Neuralink, and half your brain is gone. Another one bites the dust. A failed experiment. NPCs are all just experiments, like cattle. Cattle's without walls, but controlled through media and shit music like Scooter. So that's my warning for all of you. If you like to be informed like I do, go check it out, because it really is astounding. It's hard to fathom, but once you see it, you can't unsee it. So that's my warning to you. If you're too sensitive, don't go listen to Scooter, and don't watch their videos, and don't look at H.P. Baxter. For God's sake, that guy is one of the creepiest things I've ever seen, and he's gonna haunt me. But I'm still traumatized, and so fair warning. And I highly recommend you rather go listen to Van Halen's Fair Warning album instead. But anyways, it's your life, and if you're a curious person, go check it out. And yeah, take a look at some David Hasselhoff videos too, if you want to laugh, because that's just like, he's like the German Michael Bolton, just singing nonsense to nonsense generic people that I guess like soap operas or something. I don't know. Very strange, but this is the way of the mainstream world, where record companies try to appease the lowest common denominators and keep them dumb, along with public schooling It's just a dumb world, and it's getting dumber. And let me see. And don't forget the wise words of H.P. Baxter. He said, "When nothing goes right, go left.